While you were sleeping, the European Union just approved its largest trade deal in history. Not with China, not with India, with a South American bloc that most people have never even heard of. And if you're thinking about a second residency, a second passport, or just a smarter way to structure your international life, this changes everything. I'm Brad with Evolution Expats, and for over a decade, I've been helping people navigate citizenship pathways around the world. Today, I'm breaking down the MERCOSUR, South America's hidden superpower, and why this EU deal just put a massive spotlight on what might be the most underrated second passport strategy on the planet. Let's investigate this for a bit, because I'm going to show you exactly how one citizenship in the right country can unlock freedom of movement across an entire continent, and why the window to act on this is narrower than you might think. If you're serious or curious about international mobility, you need to subscribe to this channel. Immigration laws are changing faster than ever. What's possible today might not be possible tomorrow. Hit subscribe and leave a like so the content I make for you actually gets sent to you. Now, let's talk about what just happened and why the smart money is already moving. On January 9th, literally yesterday as I'm recording this, EU member states voted to approve a trade agreement with the MERCOSUR. The signing ceremony is expected January 17th in Paraguay. This deal was 25 years in the making. That's right, negotiations started in 1999, and it creates a free trade zone of over 700 million people. This isn't some minor trade adjustment. We're talking about eliminating 4 billion euros in tariffs, the EU's largest deal ever by tariff reduction. It covers everything from automotive to agricultural to financial service. Now here's what this means for you, and I need you to hear this clearly. When the European Union invests 25 years of negotiation and eliminates 4 billion euros in tariffs, they're not doing it because they think the region is going to stay cheap and under the radar. They see what's coming. Investment is about to flow. Infrastructure is about to improve, and the prices are about to adjust. Think about what happened to Portugal after the golden visa got popular. Think about what happened to Mexico City after remote workers discovered it. Think about every hidden gem that became mainstream and suddenly wasn't so accessible anymore. The EU just fired a starting gun. The question is whether or not you're in a position yourself to get before the wave, or you're going to arrive after the wave, when everyone else has already figured it out. So, what exactly is the MERCOSUR and why should you care? The MERCOSUR is a South American bloc, and it's not some new workaround or loophole. This is an established international framework that's been operating for over 3 decades with a formal residency agreement in place since 2009. But here's what makes it powerful. The MERCOSUR isn't just a trade bloc, it's a freedom of movement arrangement. The residency agreement grants citizens of member countries the right to live and work in other member countries, not as a tourist, as a legal resident with work authorization and a pathway to permanent residency. Think of it as South America's answer to the Schengen zone, but in some ways, maybe even more powerful, because this isn't just visa-free travel. This is the right to relocate your entire life. And today, MERCOSUR's full members are Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, and as of July 2024, Bolivia. That's 5 countries with a combined population of over 285 million people, and a combined GDP approaching $3 trillion. Now here's where it gets crucial, and where most people make expensive mistakes. The MERCOSUR has different tiers of membership, and the tier you're in determines what rights you actually have. Full members get the golden ticket. If you're a citizen of Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, or Bolivia, you have the automatic right to live and work in any other full member country. The process to get legal residency is simplified. You show your passport, your birth certificate, a clean criminal record, and you can apply for a 2-year temporary residency. Before that expires, you can convert it to a permanent residency. No employer sponsorship is required. There's no investment threshold. There's no complicated visa lottery. Just citizenship in one country unlocking 4 others that you can live in. Then you have the associate members. Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Guyana, Suriname, and now Panama has currently applied. These countries have trade relationships with the MERCOSUR, and their citizens do get some mobility benefits, but it's more complicated. Not every country applies the residency agreement the same way. Chile, for example, is more restrictive about which nationalities it accepts under MERCOSUR terms. And here's the trap I see people fall into all the time. Someone gets Chilean citizenship thinking it's MERCOSUR citizenship. They build their whole strategy around it, and then they try and move to Argentina and realize the process isn't as straightforward as they expected. They've spent years and tens of thousands of dollars pursuing the wrong path. This is exactly what we sort out at Evolution Expats. The right strategy from the start means faster timelines, fewer headaches, and more time actually living your life instead of researching immigration forums at 2 a.m. The link is in the description if you want to shortcut the confusion. Now let me paint a picture for you. If you work remotely and you're looking for a decision that can have immense longevity, lifestyle, and prosperity implications, MERCOSUR deserves your serious attention. Let's talk about lifestyle arbitrage. Earn in dollars or euros, but without the cost of living in Europe or the United States. We're talking about world-class cities where $2,000 to $3,000 a month is a genuinely comfortable lifestyle. Buenos Aires has a European architecture, an incredible food scene, vibrant culture, all at a fraction of European prices. Montevideo is consistently ranked as the safest city in South America, beautiful beaches, and a slower pace of life. Sao Paulo and Rio are economic powerhouses with endless opportunities, tropical climates, and here's a freedom factor that changes everything. With Mercosur citizenship, you're not locked into one place. Tired of Buenos Aires in the winter? Spend a few months in Brazil. Want some beach time? Uruguay's coast. Mountain time? Head inland. You have an entire continent of options without applying for new visas, without new paperwork, and without asking permission. This is the lifestyle flexibility that digital nomads dream about, but with legal residency backing it up. You're not counting the days on a tourist visa. You're not doing visa runs. You're a legal resident with the right to be there. Now, let's talk about the long game because this isn't just about lifestyle. It's about longevity and prosperity. You're not just buying a lifestyle, you're buying opportunities for the next 30, 40, 50 years of your life. And if you have a family and children, theirs as well. Real estate in these markets is still accessible compared to North America or Europe. The cost of living is favorable. Healthcare systems won't bankrupt you. Argentina and Brazil have robust public healthcare systems. Uruguay's private system is excellent and affordable. But remember what I said earlier about the EU deal. The window won't stay open forever. When investment flows in, prices will adjust, programs will tighten. What's accessible today becomes competitive tomorrow. The pattern repeats every single time worldwide. So here's the strategy I recommend. Pick your favorite full member country as your home base. Establish residency there. Naturalize, which takes anywhere from 2 to 4 years depending on the country. Paraguay, only 3. Argentina, only 2. Uruguay is 3 to 5 depending on exactly which family situation you enter under. Brazil is 4 years, or just 1 if you have a child in Brazil. Once you naturalize, you have a passport that works across the entire bloc, plus whatever citizenship you already hold. You haven't given anything up, you've only added to yourself options. And for retirees, this might actually be the biggest unlock of all. Imagine a retirement where one citizenship lets you follow perfect weather year-round across 5 countries, where your retirement savings stretch 2 to 3 times further than they would back home, where quality healthcare doesn't require flying all the way back to your home state. That's a whole video in itself, the retirement secret that unlocks 5 countries. If that's you, make sure you're subscribed because that one's coming soon. You don't have to move tomorrow, but getting your documents in order now, understanding which pathways make sense for you and your situation now, and having a strategy in place now, that's what separates people with options from people who wish they had options. Even if you're not ready to relocate for another 2 or 3 years, the preparation phase matters. Birth certificates need to be obtained and apostilled. Criminal background checks have timelines. Translations need to be certified. The documentary foundation for any of these pathways takes time to build. And whether you're working remote, retired, or somewhere in between, imagine what this actually looks like day to day. 18 months from now, you're having your morning coffee at a sidewalk cafe in Buenos Aires. The exchange rate is working in your favor. Next week, you're heading to Uruguay for the beaches. No visa application, no paperwork, just a quick flight because you feel like it. Your cost of living is half of what it was when you were back home. Your savings are actually growing. You walk through the residence line at immigration. You open bank accounts without the foreigner runaround. You're not counting visa days, not doing border runs, not wondering if you'll get questioned at the airport. You're not a guest anymore. You belong. That's what Mercosur citizenship unlocks. I'm releasing new relocation videos every week to help educate and inspire you. Check them out here. And if you're ready to stop going it alone, book a consultation with Evolution Expats. Better information, faster timelines, and fewer headaches, as well as a clear path forward so you can spend less time stuck in research mode and more time actually building your new life. The link in the description. Remember, the right information makes it all possible. I'm Brad with Evolution Expats, and I'll see you in our next video.